Okay, everyone. My name is Lance Ash, and you're listening to me for the next 20-something minutes. I hope you are. Anyway, heading to work after a nice weekend. Didn't go anywhere. Oh dear. Rained a good bit. Didn't get the yard cut. You know, cutting grass is just such a stupid habit we get into. When you're a kid, you know, the idea of nice, cool grass in the backyard, you can run around in and play. It's nice, you know. But outside of that, it's useless. Especially now, you know, fire ants everywhere. Oh, God. I'd rather just have, I don't know, some way to let it run wild. Some kind of ground cover. Ivy, let ivy run everywhere. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Okay, I don't see any reason to go through the CDs in the bag. Pretty boring. I'm sort of in a rut musically. I really don't know what I'm... Oh, Mary's having a little gathering at her community center. God, there's a lot of people here tonight. We tried going here a couple months ago, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. Sitting around with a bunch of people I don't know, listening to a third-rate bar band play, just not my thing. Back when I was a drinker, be a different story, I guess. Speaking of which, my wife was looking up Danbury, North Carolina as a possible vacation destination. And, I'm thinking, what's the point in going? I mean, there's nothing to do. She said, well, we could just sit around and read. And I thought, yeah, well, okay, that's viable, sure. I mean, I was thinking the same thing in regards to Key West. I'd love to go back to Key West again, but I don't drink or eat meat anymore, so what's there to do? Plus, it's so hot. Oh, my God. If you went down there, at New Year's or something, it might be tolerable. I've been twice to Key West. Had a lot of fun. Stayed bombed both times. Got into a discussion with someone today where they called me a racist. Online discussion, it's easy to call somebody a racist when you can't look them in the eyes. But it was in connection with the whole riot situation in France. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but I just merely made the observation that I prefaced what I said by saying, now look, before I say this, I'm sorry, this doesn't fit in with what I stand for, because I consider myself a liberal and a progressive and so forth, but from where I stand, it seems like a lot of the time people from Muslim countries, predominantly Muslim countries, move to a secular society like France or Europe in general, and then turn around and demand that their religious beliefs and their traditional practices be respected to the point of imposing them on other people. And this guy jumps in and says, you're not a progressive, you're not a liberal. Yeah, I am. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're a racist. I'm sorry, I don't see that. I don't see that. think of anything happening. My weekend, I didn't get much painting done because I'm just starting a painting and the border is always a pain in the ass. I tried to go for a much simplified, much narrower, that's hard to say, narrower border than in the past, but I wound up spending a lot of time on it, and to be honest, it didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. I mean, I really should have spent even more time on it. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep the borders because I feel like it's, it's become part of my trademark. A lance painting has a border on it. But, I don't know, it's a pain in the butt. Really been soaking into French comics in particular, but I want to expand that to European comics. The problem is, okay, first of all, like I mentioned last week, I got this book, sort of a 40th anniversary compilation of the French comics magazine Fluide Glacial, and some, it's all in French. I don't read French, and I'm sort of, you can sort of piece together a little bit of it, but I'm, part of my brain is thinking, oh, you're going to ruin your German because you're looking at French words. Anyway, it's hard to find the equivalent in German. It's hard to find an equivalent comics magazine in German because you don't know I don't know. Online searching, you'd think it would be by now you could find exactly what you want, but you can't. Because I don't want comic books. And I don't want funny animal characters. And I don't want children's shit. And the problem is you put in adult European comics in the search engine, and all of a sudden it's nothing but sex comics. Porno. And there's got to be a way to distinguish between stuff not for children and out and out pornography. I don't want funny, goofy shit. What are they doing over here at the church here? The Fam Jam. Oh my God, what a bunch of crap. Family oriented. I so much want to go to Europe and get out of this crazy country. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I think, this is it. This is going to be the one, and I'm going to get out of here. And clearly, I have pissed off some cosmic being. Don't hit me. Don't pull out in front of me. Got to get to Walmart. Oh my God, this motherfucker pulled that right in. What are you doing? But yeah, so spent a lot of time online looking at interesting artwork, interesting comics work to an extent. Found some interesting YouTube channels. I just feel so isolated and limited living here, living in this environment, living in this situation. Doing the best I can. Did they paint that? Huh. Anyway. The thing about living in Georgia, one of the things is that it's so humid. I get off work at 5 in the morning. A couple days ago, the lights in the parking lot are sort of this pinkish orange. And I stepped out of the building and looked, and you could see the air. It looked like this pinkish orange haze swirling around the lights. And you think, I'm breathing this. I'm breathing this moisture-laden atmosphere. They're building this enormous apartment complex over here. There's no telling how many hundreds of units it's going to be. And when they finish it, they're putting a stoplight there at the main entrance. It's going to be a colossal screw up. It's going to add, I don't know, a couple minutes to my drive time. The whole thing is, it's based on so many people want to go to the university because they feel they have to. It's a prerequisite to getting a job down the line, and so they have the local economy is all about that. So there's more and more apartments being built, and got to be stuff for them to do. So there's more and more bars and restaurants and crap. It's all a scam. All of it. My father told me, you've got to go to college and you've got to go right now. As soon as you get out of high school, you've got to go. Because if you don't go right now, you'll never go. My parents filled me with so much bullshit. And another thing my father told me. Now, when you go, this is almost word for word quote, what you're going to want to do is take all your hardest classes first, because then you can just relax and skate the last 2-3 years. I think for a long time, his dream that he thought was like the ideal thing he should have done or could have done was being a dentist in the Air Force. And then, when he retired from the Air Force, have a private practice. It would have been perfect. Perfect! Oh, God, everything would have been perfect then. Tried to push that or something similar to that on me. You can't change the past, and really, you can't change the present or the future either. But you can whine about it the rest of your life. In a fantasy world, I wish I had just become a bum. At least for a couple years anyway. God, it's hot in here. What is the deal? Well, might as well go through the... God damn it. It's hard to drive one-handed. Let's see what's in the bag. It's going to be boring. I can go ahead and tell you that now. Alright, we have High on Fire, Blessed Black Wings. Or Blessed Black Wings, depending on how you want to see it. High on Fire, Snakes for the Divine. Next, this is an LP to CD transfer. Shostakovich Symphony number 5, Age of Gold Suite, Glier, The Red Poppy, Rimsky-Korsakov, Sadko Suite. again, I got the 3 Anton Webern CDs I got in that package. And Bill Frisell with Dave Holland and Elvin Jones. That's my jazz with it. Okay, we're back where we started. I'm trying to limit how many CDs I bring. Force myself to listen to stuff I don't normally listen to. When I was a kid, I had a lot of Peter Pan book and record collections, or sets, or whatever you want to call it. And I do think it helps the kid to learn to read if he's reading along, if it's being read to in the first place, but reading along and hearing it read at the same time. And so bearing that in mind, I have one, out of all the German books I have one that is, I have one CD collection, it's an audio book. I'm going to put that on my MP3 player and read along. It's a I've read the book once or twice. It's a crime novel, detective novel, part of a series by Andreas Franz. And it's about a serial killer who kills people because his penis is too small. And it's not very good, and it's very depressing, but it's all I have. I don't know. I hate spending any more goddamn money. I don't want to buy anything else. Bad enough I gotta order some markers through Amazon. Is that yeah, that's a Subaru, that's an Outback. Oh, that's a nice new one. I don't like the color, it's white. I don't like white cars. Oh, God. I'm trying to think of anything else to say. Beep, beep, beep. My son went to see a re-release of Nausicaa, one of the Studio Ghibli. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli films? They've re-released at the cinema. Those were really good. I mean, I think the kids got into those because I had read something about Spirited Away being a classics or something. So I either bought it or rented it, and the kids really liked it a lot. We all liked it. It's a great movie. And so they got into all the other ones. Princess Mononoke or whatever it's called, Nausicaa, House Flying Castle, whatever all the rest of those were. I didn't get into those as much as I did Spirited Away. But, yeah, they're really good. I don't have time to watch all that stuff. I don't have time to rewatch any of that shit. Why people are driving slow today. Oh God! I'm sorry about the dead air. Once again, I haven't sufficiently planned for anything. I could just go into intimate detail about my doings. I had a really good exercise session today and yesterday. Today was weights day. Yesterday was calisthenics day. I meant to look up calisthenics and see if I'm using the term properly. I looked up the word yoga or yoga on Rational Wiki, and I was shocked to see they had a mostly positive take on it. Of course, they dismissed any idea of connection with the spirit world, and I agree. But they talked about health benefits of stretching and breathing, which is obvious. All right, we're gonna call it quits here in a second. I need some more stickers for the back of my car. That's another Subaru. What is that? It must be an Outback. Yeah. All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye.